Yo, how is it going, Bears fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Button Up, Bear Down podcast. I'm your host, Chris. We said in week one post-game show, if the Bears made the playoffs, we would wear button-down shirts for the playoffs. So here I am. Let's just show off our fits. I got Chicago Bears button-down polo shirt. I also got the Chicago Bears belt. It's tough to see, but I got an orange Chicago Bears belt. I'm Chris. On the right with the shades, the Ray-Bans on, you got Parth. And then on the left, you've got Jaylen. Any of you guys have anything special to say about what you're wearing? I know I'm wearing Chicago Bears stuff, but...
I got some nice sunglasses and a normal shirt. And I got some basketball shorts on underneath, so...
Yeah.
I usually don't dress up. I don't dress up for dates, but I dress about my dates.
All right. Well, I will say... we said in the beginning of the year that for every pregame show, we would dress up in the playoffs. So this might be our last pregame show ever. We don't hope it is. We hope we get to dress up next week. We hope we get to dress up all the way up until February 3rd. That's the goal.
If we make the Super Bowl, we got to have ties on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll go with that. I'll go with that right now. We'll wear ties if the Bears make the Super Bowl. But let's get right into it. We've got our pregame show. It's kind of hard to be serious right now since we're all dressed super nice, but it's all right. Let's get right into it. First off, we've got our most important matchup. Just one key matchup from the game, player on player, or it could be like O-line, D-line, something like that. Let's get right into it. Parth, I'm going to start with you. What's your important matchup in this game?
Jordan Howard / Tariq Cohen versus their linebackers. I like their linebackers. They're pretty underrated, like Brandon Graham. Yeah, he's pretty good. And they also got pretty solid depth at the linebacker position, and their D-line's pretty good at it, stopping the run. So it's important to get the run game going just to ease off some pressure off of Mitchell Trubisky because that's his first playoff game.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna go with the Bears D-line versus the Eagles O-line. I'm pretty sure we won't have a problem with it, but obviously they have Jason Peters and they have Lane Johnson and they have Jason Kelsey. 3 players who are great and have been Pro Bowlers before. So guys like Akeem Hicks, guys like Khalil Mack, obviously who I still assume, even though they have a pretty good O-line, will still be getting double teamed. Guys like Leonard Floyd are going to have to step up and take advantage of their opportunities because they're going to have one-on-ones with, I don't want to say no names, but they're not going to be matched up. Leonard Floyd probably won't be matched up with a guy that's a Jason Kelsey, with a guy that's like a Jason Peters, and a guy like a Lane Johnson. They're going to be focused on Mack and Hicks, I would assume, most of the game. So I think just the Bears' D-line is going to be huge in this game, taking some pressure onto Foles, or applying some pressure onto Foles.
I'm going to have to go with Ashawn, or the secondary versus the receiver group. The receiver group it's talented, with Alshon Jeffrey, Nelson Aguilar, and of course somebody we know well in Golden Tate because of his time with the Detroit Lions. So if our secondary can match up well and lie down, so we can start getting coverage sacks. And usually we get the coverage sacks. So us stop their routes from developing and giving more time for the pass rush. So I'm gonna go with their secondary versus the receivers.
Yeah, let's get into the deciding factors. We're each going to talk about one factor that we think that would lead the Bears to a win, one that would lead the Bears to a loss. Let's start with the bad, and then we'll end with the good. Let's talk about factors that would lead to the Bears losing this game. I'm going to start off. I'm going to go with a little two-prong factor. I'm going to say if we turn the ball over and if Cody Parkey doesn't make his kicks, I think we're going to lose this game. I think it's going to be a close game as is. The spread is Bears minus 5.5. I expect it to be either a 3 or a 7-point game in favor of one team or the other. Parkey's got to be good this game, man. And same with Trubisky. You can't turn the ball over. The Eagles secondary is rated 3rd worst in the league. You don't want to give them opportunities to get the ball back to Foles. Obviously, we talked about their offensive line. I just spoke about their offensive line. They're going to do their best not to have our defensive line get pressure on Foles, and I think they're going to do a good job. I still think the Bears are going to be disruptive, but I think it's going to be limited a bit due to this good offensive line. So keeping the ball and scoring points and kicking those field goals, man, it's going to be huge in this game. And if that doesn't happen, I think the Bears are going to end up losing this one.
I'm going to go with the pass rush. The games that the Bears have lost, we haven't gotten the pass rush. So if we don't get the pass rush against Nick Foles, if you give him time to step up in the pocket,
with these good receivers,
downfield,
yeah.
Yep, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
So we have to disrupt him.
Totally, yeah. And one person we haven't even mentioned yet, I know, Jaylen, you mentioned Golden Tate, Nelson Aguilar, Alshon Jeffrey. You always forget about Zach Ertz, man. He's a top 5 tight end in the NFL for sure. Probably top 3, one could argue. So, yeah, pressure on Foles is going to be huge.
I'm going to go with Trubisky. Trubisky can make or break this playoff chance the whole way. Excuse me. He could throw back passes. This is his first game in the playoffs. It's way different than a regular season game. It's always prime time, and this is a home game, so we have to hope he doesn't turn over the ball and play how Trubisky played earlier this season when the offense wasn't gelling or in his rookie season. And this is the whole thing. If we don't turn over the ball, we can win this game. If Trubisky plays well, converts on third downs, this is a winnable game. And that's how we're gonna win all of these games if he plays decent at least. So I'm gonna go with Trubisky.
Yeah. Now we got some better things. We're going to talk about how the Bears could win this game. I'm going to say forcing Foles into turnovers, man. He's been one that has been very good in the playoffs as far as not turning the ball over. I think he has 7 touchdowns and 1 interception in the playoffs, which is a pretty good ratio. Yeah. Eddie Jackson, hopefully someone that'll be back. He was limited 2 days in a row in practice. Shutting down these receivers is going to be big time. The receiver group scares me a little bit. But so have a lot of other teams we played this year. The Rams receiving group scared me. The Vikings receiving group scared me. The Packers receiving group even scared me. So the secondary can force Foles into turnovers or just that Eagles offense in general. I wouldn't expect a lot of fumbles. I mean, it's not going to be rainy or slippery or anything, but it will be cold out. 38 degrees, I think, at kickoff tomorrow. Forcing Foles into turnovers and getting the offense some chances is going to be huge.
Jaylen, you want to go?
The running game has been playing great these last couple weeks. So if we can get the running game going and open up the play action, this could be a good game for us and Trubisky as well. Trubisky, if this is the second worst secondary we played other than Tampa, and when we played Tampa, Trubisky had a career type game. He threw 6 touchdowns.
Perfect passer rating.
So
yep.
If he can come in this type of game and throw 6 touchdowns in the playoffs against the Super Bowl defending champions, we're going to be on a high road through the whole playoffs.
Yeah. So, don't get your hopes up. Are you saying? So did you say to win we need the running game to get going?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we can open up the passing game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with to stop the big play. Philadelphia's known for their trick plays, their big plays. So in order for the Bears to win, we have to stop that big trick play because we saw the Giants let Odell throw a 50-yard bomb. Was it Saquon? I don't remember.
Yeah.
But we can't let that happen. We have to stop Philly Special Part 2 maybe. I don't know. They could bring everything out to beat us this week.
Totally. Let's talk about who needs to step on up. This is where we each pick one player on offense and one player on defense who needs to step up. The Bears have won the last couple games when we've started stepping up on defense. So I'm going to start this one off on defense. I'm going to say Roquan Smith. Only because he's assigned Zach Ertz this week. That's going to be massive. Zach Ertz is probably Foles' number 1 or number 2 target. It's him and Alshon are the top 2 targets for Foles. And Roquan's a rookie. He's been incredible. 2 tackles short of Brian Urlacher's record for most tackles as a rookie. He's gotten better throughout the season in coverage. He did a good job with George Kittle. I expect him to have to step up this week against Zach Ertz.
I'm going to go with Jonathan Bullard / Bilal Nichols, or even Roy Robertson Harris, one of those 3, because the Eagles got a pretty good offensive line, offensive linemen, so they can probably cover up the bigger and better defensive linemen that we have. So in order to get the pass rush going, we're going to have to get these 3.
Yeah. I talked about Floyd earlier, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So throughout this week, I've been watching a lot of Eagles talk about the preview in the game, and they say one of our weaknesses is the slot since losing Bryce. And I feel like basically I'm going with Sherry McManus to step up. If they
Kevin Tolliver. No.
Kevin Tolliver, but when you go in and get Golden Tate, I don't want Golden Tate on Kevin Tolliver. Please don't make him get cut Golden Tate. So Sherry McManus has been playing great since losing Bryce in the Rams game. So if he can step up against a Nelson Aguilar and a Golden Tate and show these Eagles fans that we have a backup slot.
I like how Sherrick's been playing the last couple weeks. I know he was good against Marquise Goodwin in San Francisco, and he was also pretty good. He was also pretty good when he was assigned Laquan Treadwell in Minnesota, who not many people would call a good receiver, but He can cause you some problems. Next, we're heading on over to offense. I'll say Kyle Long. He's got Fletcher Cox on him this week, probably, most likely. I'm going to say Kyle Long, actually, and James Daniels. James Daniels did an incredible job when he had the 1v1 Aaron Donald a couple weeks ago against the Rams, and he's going to have a big task again this week, whether it be Michael Bennett, whether it be Fletcher Cox, whether it be Brandon Graham up there trying to break the gaps. So I would say more so James Daniels because I trust Kyle Long. Kyle Long has also been someone to get injured throughout his career, but he's always important for the run game. But I actually am going to switch mine, Kyle Long to James Daniels. James Daniels is going to be huge this week.
I'm going to go with Mitchell Trubisky. Just his poise, him acting smart, making smart decisions, doing what he's supposed to do, throwing the ball on time, converting those third downs. It's all going to be huge, especially because everyone's going to be watching this game. It's the last playoff game of the week.
Yeah.
So and he's been struggling in prime time. It's time to show the world what he can actually do.
I'm going to also go with Mitchell Trubisky. We need him to step up. We didn't trade up all those picks for him to come into the playoffs and control and beat the bad. So we need him to step up, convert on third downs, don't turn over the ball. If he needs to run for third downs, but as long as he doesn't give the ball back to the Eagles so they can put up more opportunities on our defense, then we're going to win this game. So I'm going to go Mitchell.
Totally. Let's get into our predictions. If you did watch our video with the playoff predictions, we all did pick the Bears to win this one, but I just want to go around and we can each talk about why. I'll start it off. I'm going to say the Bears are going to win this game. I think Trubisky's going to have a big day. On prime time, he hasn't really tended to be good. He's had 3 interceptions against the Rams, 2 interceptions against the Seahawks, I think an interception against the Packers. He didn't play the game against the Lions on Thanksgiving when we were in prime time. I think this is the game for him. I've been on and off the train. I talked about it a couple days ago of him the entire season. But when you look at this Eagles secondary, man, it is weak. Anthony Miller said his shoulder's been fully dislocated throughout the year, but he's continued to play through it. He's going to be good to go on Sunday. Taylor Gabriel, who I actually met earlier this week, there's a jersey back there. I know I'm smalling up in the corner, but I met him this week. He said after I met him that he was good to go. So all the receivers are going to be back. Allen Robinson had a full week of practice. Trey Burton, someone who's going to know how to exploit this Eagles defense, I hope. It's going to be a huge week for Trubisky, and therefore I'm going to pick the Bears 21-10.
I agree with you. The Bears are going to easily win this game. I'm going to say 27-17 Chicago.
Okay.
I'm going to have to go with Chicago Bears. The Bears. I feel like this is definitely going to be a closer game than we think it.
Yeah, I think it'll be close. Yeah. I hope we blow them out, but yeah.
Fans thinking that we're 1-down and Trubisky sucks and stuff. So I want us to blow us out, but realistically, I'm gonna go with 2010 Bears.
Okay. Well, that'll pretty much do it for this one. We're recording this on Saturday. At Sunday, the game's at 3:25 Central Time. I'll be at the game. That'll probably finish around 7 o'clock. So hopefully we'll get a post game up for you guys, win or lose, around like 10 p.m. I know Parth has school Monday, I think. I don't have school Monday, so yeah, I'm chilling.
I also have school.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, well, it might just be me recording a post-game show if these guys need some sleep when I get back. But we will have a post-game show for you up on Sunday night. And I would like to say if the Bears do lose, we'll probably still do some type of extensive playoff coverage throughout the rest of the playoffs for you guys that are NFL fans and not only Bears fans. So that'll pretty much do it for this one. You can find all of our social medias down in the description. And yeah, that's it, man. This is, win or go home. We'll see if we can do it. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Bear down, Chicago. I want to be in a button-up shirt again. I promise. Peace.
Me too. Peace.